2,500 fans have come over from Hull. See it black and white over to our left. Jack Smith is the video ref. Liam Moore is the referee. Liam Moore is our video ref tonight. And John Wilkin. Leeds big favourites, but we know what Hull can do. Massive improvement, but away from home they've been excellent.
I think ringing in the players' ears will be the discipline from Magic Weekend. 2 cards, Sam Essay and Liam Knight. They need to be disciplined here against Leeds.
Yeah, absolutely. That was the one thing that disappointed John Cartwright, or one of them, in their defeat to Huddersfield at Magic. It was Liam Knight, of course, who was sent off, and that was a big blow for them. Here is Herman Essay. What a good season he has had. Zach Hardacre, formerly of Leeds. It's still strange, isn't it, to see both Hardacre and Ed Chamberlain normally in the centres playing in the second row because of the injury problems that Hull FC have in the early stages of this season.
Yeah, we're seeing here the improvement in Leeds, really suppressing the metres which Hull FC can make. Look, Herman Essay, Liam Knight carry the ball so strongly through the middle third of the field. You have to be physically good. It's the huge improvement in Leeds under Brad Arthur. And look, restricting Will Price having to kick on the 35-metre line. Great defensive set there from Leeds.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what Brad Arthur's philosophy is built on, isn't it? On good defence, but you know they've been involved in a lot of close tussles as well, Leeds, this season, and you know, but for a fair win, they could possibly be challenging top spot.
Yeah, but they'll be looking to play and score some points here. It's going to be a challenge against Hull FC, but it's beautiful conditions, Stuart. What a beautiful night for Rugby League. 16,500 people coming to watch 4th v 5th, and 2 teams who vastly improved.
Palliser it is then for Leeds, just shy of halfway, and Jared O'Connor.
Great carry from Callum Watkins, just generates some speed.
Coming back into it has made a big difference already, and Brodie Croft with a good kick, but well taken there by Will Price, and could turn out to be a very shrewd signing for Hull FC.
Yeah, he's got great speed and footwork, bringing some experience from his time in the NRL. A real running threat who thrives on space. Now Leeds are just going to have to be aware about him in any broken field situations. He's dynamite.
Early stages then, and here is Liam Knight, of course, got that red card, controversially sent off at Magic Weekend, and then was cleared by the match review panel. All a bit sloppy, picked up there by Will Price, as John mentioned, always dangerous with ball in hand, but yet again on the last from inside, well inside their own half, and it's Zach Hardacre. That's a really good kick because it splits the fullback and the winger, and eventually picked up by Ryan Hall.
Well, it was a manufactured last play. Zach Hardacre not expecting to get the ball, but he found ground. And this is where Hull need to be good as well. We spoke about Leeds and how efficient they are defensively now as a unit. Well, Hull need to really put all their effort into getting off the line, getting numbers into tackles, and controlling this Leeds team through the middle of the field.
Yeah, and Harry Newman and Ash Hanley will play a big part in that. The fact that they've been able to play together for all of the season has been a big plus. Up to halfway, early stages, 3 minutes gone, Leeds and Hull FC, and here is Palliser again, and Croft looking for a way through, and they've missed him for sure, and a hamstring injury, missed 4 weeks. On the last, O'Connor, and it goes to Jake Connor. That's a good take. Really well done there. He may have been taken in the air. Harvey Barron there, but took it really well.
Yeah, Riley Lum just clumsy on Barron. Barron does well, jumps. Riley Lum just cuts through his legs. It's a clear penalty. Just a lack of concentration from Lum off a great kick from Jake Connor. He just found space, put it into the corner, and Lum just gets it wrong. Timing's everything, just gets it wrong.
Yeah, no malice. Yeah, on their travels, they've been absolutely sensational. Just can't win a league game at home.
These guys are important, so important. John Asiata tipping the ball onto Herman SSA into a softer part of the defensive line. Then SSA always looking for offloads. Asiata, Knight, SSA, massive for John Cartwright.
But what a big improvement in Hull FC. I mean, they've recruited pretty well, I reckon, and already looking to next year and beyond for sure. But the start of the season that they've had, it's sort of demanding that they do challenge and they do go for a place in that top six. Ball goes back to Aidan Caesar in the sunshine, taken well by Miller. He's come into his own, hasn't he, the last 4 or 5 weeks. Missed a chunk at the start of the season, but he wins a penalty as well. But he was exceptional against St Helens at Magic Weekend.
Yeah, he's so dangerous, creates situations like that where he's on the floor, fighting to play the ball quickly, wins a penalty for his team. It's Zach Hardaker just has a nibble, it's fractionally too long. There's not much in it, but great footwork to evade Will Price to start with. Exceptional. And look, just a quick tap from him now. He's an instinctive player, off the cuff, creates things that you wouldn't normally see. But he's grown into his position based on how physical Leeds have grown. And this man, Palacia, how good's he been? How good have the Leeds pack been in 2025? It's easier for Miller and easier for Croft when the forwards are laying such a strong platform for them.
But here is Brody Croft. Yeah, Palacia has been a terrific signing, hasn't he? Connor now, that lovely little short pass, and McDonald trying to get it away. Quick play the ball. Ash Handley with a little kick through. Oh, the bang to the ball. But just evading Callum Watkins there. The idea was right, the execution was right, but as we well know, rugby ball does strange things, and Hull survives. 0-0 it is.
Yeah, just beating Lewis Martin, picks up the scraps, and then Hull FC just marching down the field. A great piece of play from Ash Handley, spotting the run, the willing run from Watkins, and Harry Newman just couldn't quite get in.
0-0. 7 minutes on the clock. Here at Headingley, Amir Burrow. Knight once more. Caesar. Well, he saw a gap, didn't he? And he was nearly through as well, Caesar. It was Jake Connor who made the tackle on the last. But it was a Kate Cust who gets a rushed kick away and taken well by Riley Love. Obviously, they're defending in the sunshine here, which is why they're going to this corner, but it was well taken of Miller with the run.
Oh, well, let's just pour champagne on that piece of play. Riley Lund kicking back to the middle of the field, and this also spoke about Lockie Miller and the way in which he just creates situations of threat. Well, this is pure intent to push and support with a young outside back. Riley Lund, not afraid to pass, love it, love that.
Intense opening, 10 minutes here for sure. 0-0. Leeds and Hull. Last time that they played here at Headingley in September, it was coming to the end of one of the worst seasons in Hull FC's history, and Leeds put 60 points on them, but it was a season when they conceded 50 or 60 points regularly. Good offload, and Watkins here, and once more Ash Handley making good yardage midway inside the Hull FC half. Last one, O'Connor does well, and I'll tell you what, Jake Connor, his kicking game for me has improved tenfold.
Well, it's just disciplined and accurate. The variation in his kicks is much less creative, but with kicking, it's accuracy and efficiency, and Jake Connor's certainly got that mastered, playing more in the front line, in the halves, having to do more of that, taking up some of the slack in the team in that regard, and he's doing it so well.
Lewis Martin with a run, then Zach Hardaker for the black and whites. Amir Burrow at dummy half. Asiata.
It's great defence for Burrow. It's a great defence. He just reads it. Aidan Caesar's too flat out the back of Asiata, and he just hustles him. Absolutely hustles him.
The Leeds defence has been spot on, hasn't it? Good kick downfield in the end there by Caesar, but every time Hull FC, they're kicking from deep inside their own half.
Yeah, and it's little efforts in defence. I love this hustle from McDonald, gets off task, moves on to Aidan Caesar, puts him under all sorts of pressure. That's just intent, and it's attitude and effort and commitment, and that's what Brad Arthur demands from his team. And if you look at his team, if you look at McDonald and Morgan Gannon, two young back rows who fulfil that defensive role so perfectly.
But to be fair, the speculation about the future of Brad Arthur, whether he has one here or not, which looks unlikely, doesn't seem to have affected the players on the pitch. They're really putting in a shift, and Sharon O'Connor there, having a word or two with his opposite number, Amir Burrow. That'll be a battle worth watching. A good field position this is for Leeds. We've yet to see either side with the ball inside the opposition 20. Watkins it was. Well, that was Rapinoe on Connor, and it's 6 to go. And Rapinoe is down injured in back play.
He's in a bad way there.
He is. On his 250th career appearance, Jordan Rapinoe. It looked like a cracking tackle on Connor, but he came out of it or worse. So we're gonna stop play here just to make sure that Jordan Rapinoe's okay.
Yeah, I've had my shoulder injuries a number of times, and he got in such an awkward position. He came out the line, he was aggressive. He just got his arm snagged in the tackle, and he looks in a bad way. Does Jordan Rapinoe here? What a signing he's been. 250 appearances, vastly experienced. John Cartwright knows what he's brought into this team in terms of attitude and culture, and in the light of maybe some of the criticism from overseas players about our competition, I was delighted to see Jordan Rapinoe come out in defence of his experience of playing in Super League under John Cartwright. Sad to see him injured here and in some pain, but John Cartwright will be really concerned. He's been so important for Hull FC.
Yeah. A sign, of course, from the Canberra Raiders, and you know, he, as John mentioned, has been an important cog in the success that Hull have enjoyed this season, and they're taking no chances at all with that, and they will take their time. 2,500 fans from Hull. The support has been superb, hasn't it? But 10 minutes gone, 0-0. We talked about Hull's away record. They won in Catalan, at Huddersfield, Wakefield, Castleford, Warrington. They won away, of course, at Wigan again, didn't they, in the Challenge Cup? And
yeah, look, the last 5 results maybe not going the way, but it's that home form, Stuart. You know, that's just not been there for them. It's the one thing that John Cartwright would bemoan about his side start to 2025. It's the inability to get over the line at home. I'll tell you one thing, you look at that shot there, the Hull FC crowd in the background, what credit they deserve. After the year they had in 2024, after the year they went through, second bottom in the competition, and I'll tell you what, to come out and support their team in the way that they do, and in the numbers that they do, it is exceptional. What an effort from them, coming over on the M62 on a Friday night. Fantastic, well done the Hull FC fans. They've really got behind John Cartwright, they've really got behind their team, and they see the effort, the attitude and the desire of the team under John Cartwright, and they're embracing it.
Yeah, they're certainly buying into what Hull FC are doing and planning, and Jordan Rapinoe are still receiving treatment, and they will make sure they will take no chances whatsoever. But
looks like a head injury, doesn't it? The sort of supporting that's all of the head injury protocol that we see now. Any doubt, if there's any contact with the head, as we said, defensively he came out the line aggressively, as he does, to shut Leeds down, to kill the play, and he's just come off second best.
But for Leeds, you know, you got to say that Brad Arthur has done a great job, hasn't he? And it's almost certain that, so we believe, that he's not going to be here in 2026. And there's been speculation, hasn't there? The rugby league rumour mill has been whirring that Steve McNamara maybe is in the frame to take over here at Headingley, but the players have bought into the philosophy that Brad Arthur has brought in.
Yeah, he's got an intensity to him, and we look at their form. you know, has been gathering momentum. You know, this year there's been some tidy results, and we talk about Brad Arthur's philosophies. Well, what does it look like? It's built on defensive toughness. It's built on what he speaks about all the time, post-match press conferences, an 80-minute performance. Leeds have been very close to producing some of that this year. There's a real improvement of the intensity, I'd say the fitness of Leeds. I think Brad Arthur, the pre-season was so important for him, just to get his hands on these players. You see Brodie Croft and Lockie Miller chatting on screen. They'll be hatching a plan to break Hull FC down here, but Brad Arthur's had a real impact. You speak about what him leaving, or the potential of him leaving, does to the players. I don't believe it should have an influence. You have a professional responsibility as a player to get your job done, to do the right things, and that should be irrelevant whether your coach is looking at going back to Australia or not. Brad Arthur certainly will be tired of the speculation. That being said, it's inevitable, isn't it?
Well, absolutely. I mean, the speculation will continue until an announcement is made one way or another. I mean, that's just the nature of the beast.
And aren't we in a strange situation where there's not many coaching jobs in the world of rugby league? Brad Arthur has one of the best coaching jobs in the world in rugby league, and there's this conjecture about whether he's staying or whether he's going. An excellent coach. Look, he's coveted by obviously the new franchise going into the NRL, along with Sam Burgess at Warrington, along with Willie Peters at Hull KR. The carnage one new coaching job creates is quite dramatic.
Well, it happens all the time, doesn't it? I mean, I think that in rugby league, the rumour mill is busier than most sports. And just to let you know, by the way, of course, the other game taking place tonight, Jordan Rappenaar is lifted onto a stretcher, and we will have news of him as soon as we possibly can. Hopefully everything's okay with Rappenaar. Wigan leading by 6 points to 0 against Lee. Liam Marshall with the try, and it's 5 more points than we saw in the game that they played out at the opening weekend. And of course Lee won 1-0.
Well, if it's anything like that game, it'll be exceptional. Battle of the Borough over in Wigan. Lee have been on red hot form, haven't they? How good have Lee been under Adrian Lamb? We talk about recruitment. You know, we talked about Hull FC and how they've recruited. Well, you look at Adrian Lamb and Chris Chester. Shout to Chris Chester.
He's going to be a huge loss to Lee. Chris Chester, of course, director of rugby at Lee, has now joined the Castleford Tigers, and will be, well, I guess they'll be trying to do to Cass what he's done for Lee. Yeah,
shrewd operator, great relationships down under, can spot talent and can spot players who are going to make an impact. And Castleford will be looking for that, but Lee have had a great year, you know, and Lee's recruitment has been a success. Certainly Hull FC fans will be delighted with how they recruited. How big was it, John Asiata, Stuart? Just that signing in and itself.
Well, it put a marker down.
It did, and from that they built a team. Look, Asiata, Liam Knight, that solid middle unit for Hull FC makes them just a difficult team to play against. And look, big men. John Asiata can ball play, uses his middle men up really effectively, just isolates defenders by using middle men as a foil. I love watching him play. I think he's an exceptional rugby player and does the tough stuff as well.
If you are just tuning in here for Leeds against Hull FC at Headingley, play has been stopped for a good 6 or 7 minutes. Jordan Rappenaar, Hull's big marquee signing from the NRL, picked up an injury in the tackle as he was trying to bring down Jake Connor, and I think everybody is concerned about Rappenaar as we are, and we'll have news of that as soon as we can. But 0-0 it is after the 10 minutes that we've had so far here at Headingley. Just to let you know that, of course, 3 NRL games every weekend on Sky, double header tomorrow, and then of course it's Hull KR top against bottom, Hull KR against Huddersfield. On Sunday the Tigers take on the Rabbitohs at 9:15, and then 2 games on Sky Sports Plus. Wakefield against Warrington, followed by Castleford against Salford. Don't forget the Bench podcast on Monday with John Wilkin. The verdict with John and Jenna on Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah, we had the pleasure of being joined by Lisa Nandy, the Secretary of State for the Department of Culture, Media and Sport. Heavily involved in Wigan Warriors. Wigan through and through, talking about a lot of things mental health. It's Mental Health Week, so really got into some interesting topics, some of the challenges of being in government, a very interesting time to be in government, but a huge rugby league fan. And certainly pushing rugby league in the corridors of Whitehall, which is just great to hear, as Jordan Rapiner gets a standing ovation. As the Hull FC medical team really carefully and delicately taken off the field. Sad to see. It's such an experienced, important part. Both sides, fans, paying the maximum respect to Jordan Rapiner as he's taken from the field here.
The Bench podcast available from Monday with John and Jenna. Yeah, we will get an update on Jordan Rapiner as soon as we can from pitchside, but it's always a sad sight, isn't it? Part and parcel of the sport, but yeah, just hope that Rapiner will be okay.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that head injury. Obviously, he had a fractured cheekbone when he left Canberra, so he came over here with an injury, obviously head contact. Dealt with expertly by the medical team. Who's got the ball, Stuart? Where are we up to?
Well, we are with Leeds. 10 yards away from the Hull FC line with Palacia, and the first real opportunity for either side to put points on the ball. We're underway again, and here is Aletsky. Yeah, situation was created by Connor, and here is Jake Connor inside for Watkins. Big hit there by Knight on Watkins. Couple of yards away from the try line. They come to the left-hand side. Palacia again charging for the line. Leeds hunting down the first points of the game. Watkins with the offload. Connor again. Is it anyway through? Great defence.
Great read from Ed and Caesar. Had to shut it down and did.
Last one. Inside comes Connor. Little dig towards the corner, looking for Riley Lamb, and I think it came off the Leeds winger. And that was a really good defensive set from Hull FC. 0-0 it remains, 11 minutes gone at Headingley.
Wasn't it just? Great defensive set, some intent. There's some big decisions in that set as well. Aidan Cedar made a big call to shut it down. Harvey Barron does a good job just to disrupt Riley Lung's attempt to jump and take that. And in just that snapshot there, we see the influence of John Cartwright, and let's not underestimate Gaz Ellis being back involved, the influence of him in how this team are defending right now.
That's the answer. The ball goes inside, but Hull FC, John Cartwright will be thrilled with that, because here is Borough. Knight once more. No news yet, by the way, about Jordan Rapiner, but we will bring you an update as soon as we can. Amir Borough once more. SA for Hardacre. Strong defence this time from Watkins and from Jake Connor. Last one. Borough goes back for Caesar. Left-footed. Miller comes across and takes it well. Still waiting for the first points on the board. 12 minutes gone at Headingley. John Wilton.
Yeah, tidy kick from Aidan Caesar, got height and depth on it, and then a great chase from Hull FC. And in rugby league, this process is so important. Committing numbers into tackles on early rucks, slowing the game down to a pace that's comfortable for your defensive line. And actually, with Ryan Hall, he's one of the most difficult to deal with, but Hull dealing with those outside backs from Leeds really well.
McDonald. I'll tell you what, James McDonald for me is one of Super League's unsung heroes. He puts in so much work. Here is Hanley down. Well, there's a one pass out the back door now, looking for Riley Lunn. And again, look at the celebrations touchline now from Hull FC with that defensive set. Briscoe, of course, is on, former Leeds player.
Yeah,
Tom Briscoe.
There's just a question from the south stand here whether he's tackled without the ball, because the ball's out of his hands as Barron tackles him. Riley Lum's asking the question. For me, that's the right call. It was fumbled. It was fair game to go and tackle
absolutely.
him. Ash Handley just forcing things slightly there. It's been so patient and calm from Leeds. Don't think they need to do that. They can just grow into this game. Still, it feels like we've been going for half an hour. Only 13 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, we had a stoppage for a good 7 or 8 minutes. If you are just joining us for this game at Headingley, an injury to Hull FC Jordan Rappener. Borough once more. But this is steady away, this, by Hull FC. I think John Cartwright will be very pleased with what he's seen so far. Not really had much opportunity with ball in hand. Maybe now with Kane Cust.
It's controlled, isn't it? You know, they've moved the ball, but it's so controlled and organised. As I said, Caesar and Asiata experienced at moving the ball around, and it just gives them a bit of threat. They're not really breaking Leeds down, but without doubt, this is a tiring side to defend against.
Caesar, it is. That's a good testing kick, and well taken in the end. And the pressure from Barron. Riley Lumb with a terrific take. Play, by the way, was stopped for 11 minutes for the injury to Rappener. But 0-0 it is. 15 minutes on the clock, and it's a good play again. They really rate Riley Lumb here, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, the outside backs for Leeds, a real success story. Riley Lumb, has had a breakout season in 2025. Ryan Hall brings all that experience, but Hull are dealing with them well. Harry Newman, another threatening ball carrier out of backfield, tries to get an offload away. This is just not what Leeds need to do. Hanley with an offload, and we had Lumb tackled in touch. Wow. Newman forcing one there.
Well, there is the error, the big error from Newman. So the first chance, real opportunity with ball in hand for Hull FC.
Yeah, just not needed. Just not needed. Get to ground, straight to Asiata. This gives Hull some field position. There's an accusation of a headbutt here in the tackle.
Yeah.
Zach Hardaker's pointing to the referee.
Morgan Gannon, I think, wasn't it, who made the challenge. So here come Hull FC with Caesar now, and SASA with the offload, picked up there by Davian Litton now for the Black and Whites. Good play from Price once more.
Nearly.
But what are they going to do on the last? Caesar kick towards the corner. Hall goes up for it. Ball comes down, taken by Chamberlain.
Zero tackle.
And it's zero tackle because it came off Ryan Hall. So this really is the chance for LFC. Asiata inside for SASA, who has got a fabulous try-scoring record already this season. 2 yards away from the Leeds line. Burrow and Price just switches play from right to left. Here is Litton now with a little dummy, a little side step. 8 yards away from the Leeds line. Price at dummy half. Asiata once more. Caesar. Here is Briscoe. Good Leeds defence. Palacier it was with the tackle. Play on, says the referee. Cust, and the ball goes forward. It was Cust, and it was Asiata, and it was SASA who eventually made the error. And this time a great defensive set, or two great defensive sets from Leeds, and it's still 0-0.
Yeah, self-inflicted field position pressure from Leeds off the back of those errors. Just great, solid connected defence. McDonnell, who you've spoken about, doing a really tidy job to put some pressure on Herman SASA. That's a dangerous combination anywhere in the field, but 5 metres out from your line, you know, that's so difficult to defend against. Big men, Asiata and SASA, and Leeds just dealing with it so nicely. Some intensity, like we spoke about, with Brad Arthur's defensive mindset, getting off your line, getting some real estate behind your defensive line in good ball. Exceptional from Leeds.
0-0. 18 minutes gone. We're just going to have a look back to an incident where Zach Hardacre was complaining of a possible headbutt. Let's have a look.
Yeah, they weren't happy. Whether they weren't happy about it. Oh, Jake, why?
Was that Jake Connor?
Why?
Was that Jake Connor having a tangle there with Tom Briscoe? Here is Connor.
He's lucky.
Under pressure from Hardacre. That's still a great kick, isn't it? I watched him for about 10 minutes pre-match, practicing his kicking and looking for 40-20s, and he was very, very accurate.
Yeah, solid. You know, when Jake's on his game, he's untouchable. He really is. And the penalty for Ash Hanley, just Will Price did ever so well. Used footwork and just found the ground. And Ash Hanley's trying to slow it down. If there's one criticism about Super League in 2025, it's the ruck. Yeah, Stuart, it's messy, isn't it? And we get too many numbers into tackles. And I'm all for clearing this up. Yeah, penalty. Great footwork. Great footwork. He earns the right to get to the floor. Held up, driven off the mark, Held's called. It's just too long, isn't it?
Yeah, the speed of the ruck, I think you're absolutely spot on, John. I think it's just been too slow in 2025.
Yeah, it's too messy. Yeah. Speed the game up, and that comes with everything. I think the video referees, captain's challenge, there's a lot of elements that slow games down. We constantly seek to speed this game up. It's beautiful when it's played fast and people are tired. Let's make sure we retain that.
Captain's challenge for me can go. It can go.
Fortunately, you don't work at the RFL, Stuart.
Well, I'm fortunate that I don't work at the RFL, Joe.
You are. They're fortunate. You're sorry you misheard me.
No, I just think it just takes up so long. Anyway, there you go. Discussion for another day. 0-0. Here is Asiata. Midway point of the first half. Last one. Burrow. Ball goes back for Caesar. Miller underneath it. Look to be under pressure there.
Yeah, Cade Cust just fumbles it. A great kick from Caesar again, very accurate. And these are the areas, they're so difficult to come out of these parts of the field. Said about Hull FC, just getting the defensive line set, getting off the line, and then committing 2-3 defenders, just slowing Leeds down.
Well, good news about Jordan Rapiner, by the way. He's conscious and he is okay. He won't be coming back into the action tonight. It was a fairly hefty blow, wasn't it?
They just need to settle down, Leeds here. It's a scrappy pass from O'Connor. Oledsky fumbles it. It's lucky. It's half break here from Oledsky.
Connor now. That's a lovely pass there for Hanley, but great tackle. Yeah,
what a big tackle.
Cade Cust it was, wasn't it?
Exceptional effort to get back there. There's so many black and white pictures in the frame here. Is Ash Hanley's threatening in those situations? I love Ash Hanley at centre, by the way. I think he's got such natural instincts in that department. But it's not only is it good timing, it's great technique from Cade Cust to turn over on the 40-metre line, and that's a great result for Hull.
Cade Cust is another who's been rejuvenated by a move of clubs. Wigan leading Lee by 12 points to 6. Still waiting for the first points here at Headingley. Defence is very much on top. Asiata and Caesar and Briscoe it was. Under pressure from Riley Lunn.
Yeah, just dig
Cust it was with the pass out. Didn't give Briscoe much leeway, did he?
Well, no, just dug a little bit too far into the line, and the risk is for Cade Cust when he takes the ball so far, you're just giving Riley Lunn enough time to make a great read. It's just a step too far. To be fair, actually, it's probably Caesar who digs into the line. Cust flicks it on, but Riley Lunn reads it perfectly. That's the story there. Excellent read, an aggressive read. If you come in as an outside back, if you're an aggressive as an outside back, you've got to come up with the ball. You've got to stop the ball, and that's what he did. Not only that, he forced an error. Great defensive play from the young left winger.
Over 200 games for Leeds. Tom Briscoe. Here is Newman.
Yeah, obviously on the field for Rapinoe.
Yeah, defence is very much on top, aren't they? I mean, we've seen very little flair or fizz with ball in hand.
These are two good defensive teams. You have to earn the right to break down a team, and that's what's been impressive about Hull and Leeds, is they don't give you anything easily.
Well, picked up there by Watkins under pressure from Cuss, not the best of passes. Plays it quickly for Adletsky. Good challenge again by Knight. Midway inside the Hull FC half. Palacia and Croft, and it goes inside for McDonnell now. Couple of tackles. Well, this is the last one. Jared O'Connor and Croft lifts it into the sunshine. I think that may well have come off Connor, but the ball goes back, and yeah, in the end, the ball would tip backwards. It was well read, good defence from Hull FC, wasn't it?
Yeah, again, just Hull FC shirts getting in the frame. Jay Connor did well, didn't he, to rise up, and it sort of punched it backwards towards Riley Lund, but good scramble from Hull to get numbers around it. But better finish to the set, better field position for Leeds. And now this is where it's just crucial that they suppress Hull FC's ability to make meters. Yeah, solid defensive starts from both sides. Look, only 4 misses from Leeds, 7 from Hull. But it's the quality of their decision-making as well as those stats. It's great reads from outside backs. Fantastic connection between both defences, and that's why we've not seen any clean breaks here.
Knight is stopped inside the ball. Burrow now for Caesar. There's an easy take there for Ryan Hall. 25 minutes gone. Leeds 0. Hull FC 0. Here is Miller now. Handley cuts inside, but well read by Briscoe and by Barron. Kane Cuss is in there as well to help with the tackle.
Great carry, Morgan Gannon.
They're going to miss him. They'll miss him.
Will, but just pinching meters behind the ruck. Smart carry.
Gannon going to play in the NRL with New Zealand in 2026. Croft now. Well, that ball goes backwards, said the referee. Here is Jake Connor now. Inside it goes for Hanley. Offloads Gannon and Connor. Croft once more. It goes out to that right-hand side. Newman with the offload, keeping it alive here, Leeds. Jared O'Connor. Gannon brought down, last one, but again well read defensively by Hull. Here is Connor now, out to the back door for Miller. Miller finds Lum. Lum having to retreat, goes backwards, off the floor from Connor to Miller once more. Little kick over the top, and Kate Cuss will shadow it behind. The ball goes out, it'll be a tap 20, a 7-tackle set for Hull FC. Lockie Miller trying to make things happen for Leeds.
Yeah, but it's just scrappy and unstructured. It's too lateral. I think Leeds look great when they're direct. When they spend the time going north, south, down the field more, it's lateral, it looks dangerous, but there's no end product on the end of that. And Hull just dealt with it so well, didn't they? Harvey Barron made a fantastic read out here on the right edge, just really patient, defended two men. But just Leeds need to settle down. It just feels a bit frantic from them.
Jack Ashworth on the field for the black and whites. 10 yards inside their own half of the field. 27 minutes gone. Here is Sam Esse. A double substitution for John Cartwright. Burrow once more. Price. But it was well taken there on the far side by Litton, did really well. Price once more, moving the ball around with Asiata. Asiata, terrific play there to Caesar. It was well read by Watkins. Hanley making the tackle. This is much better from Hull FC with ball in hand. Price inside for Sam Esse. 12 yards out from the Leeds line. Last tackle. Custom Price. That may well have come off Ryan Hall. I think it did, and that could be a repeat set. This is going to be surely for Hull FC. They're going to get the ball from the scrum. 28 minutes gone, 0-0, but you get the feeling the points are on the way.
Well, I don't know if you do get that feeling. I think both sides have been fantastic defensively. Ryan Hall coming in with a big play. How many times throughout his career have we seen Ryan Hall do this? Get his hands in the way of a pass that is probably leading to a try for Lewis Martin on the edge. It's a big defensive play. The downside of it is it gives Hull another set of 6. Just camped out now on this Leeds Rhinos line. It's about whether Leeds Rhinos buckle under this pressure.
They go the short side with Price. Price for Martin! Well, it was very, very easy in the end. It was a set play. It was brilliantly worked from the scrum, straight off the training ground, onto the match ground. And there's the try. And Lewis Martin crosses for his 14th try of the season. And Hull hit the front.
Just so patient, so calm from Hull. I've loved how they've attacked here. Really not forced anything, been really consistent. Asiata and Caesar, hands on everything, and they've just built the way into the game. This is about Will Price's pace. He just burns Harry Newman, puts Ryan Hall in a difficult position. He's unsure whether Harry Newman's going to get there to help, and it's just pure speed. Well done, Will Price. Great finish, Lewis Martin. Well done, Hull FC. That's a solid 30 minutes from John Cartwright's men, who had such a disappointment at Magic Weekend, Stuart. So to come here on a balmy night at Headingley, produce such a tidy 30 minutes, is exceptional from the black and whites, and it's great that they've got us underway. But Leeds will be ruined. A period in that half where they've just lost focus with the ball. Offload from Ash Handley, error. Offload from Harry Newman, error. And then Ryan Hall coming up with a big play, but handing over possession to Hull FC. And Hull FC, wow, if they're taking it.
Brilliantly executed. It really was. It was... That's as far as John Cartwright is concerned, it's perfect. You make a move, don't you? And you could see that he came racing out of the scrum to Price.
It's just great. He's eyeballing Ryan Hall the entire time. He's just waiting for Ryan Hall to give him the read. He's looking at Ryan Hall and thinking, look, if he comes in, I'll play. But he got him with his speed. Fantastic from Will Price. Great finish in that corner from Liam Martin. And this is a big kick from Aidan Caesar. 58%. What are you saying, Stuart?
Yep. Off the touchline. Too much of an ask for Caesar, but 4-0 Hull FC in front. We had to wait patiently for the try, but when it came, it was worth waiting for.
I'm more than happy waiting patiently when you watch two sides who are just willing to defend and do the tough stuff. Will Price rolls out the scrum, and like I said, just burns to Harry Newman's outside shoulder. Lewis Martin, how good's he been? Not just his finishing, but his carries out of backfield. I think he's been exceptional for Hull FC. There's the young outside back. What a future he's got.
Great find, isn't he? They've got two cracking young wingers with Barron and Martin. Oh, look at this, I say. He's been pushed back and pushed back and pushed back.
It's a maul. It is. Is it a ruck or a maul?
Stayed in play. Ashworth now for Hull FC. The physicality of this game, though, has been right up there. It's been a really intriguing battle, hasn't it? Just the one try, 4-0, 8 minutes to go to half-time.
Yeah, there's a commitment to defend. It's Holroyd, Smith and McDonald. They really start that driving ball. We're just waiting for the ball to pop out. It's the wrong code, guys. There's 13 players out there.
Here is Zakardek. Can restore some sanity just inside his own half of the field. Ball goes back on the last to Price, and that's a high kick into the Leeds night sky. And well taken by Lockie Miller. How often does he beat the first and the second one?
He does, yeah. He bounces around and he just creates havoc. You know, what I think from Lockie Miller is the development of his game is just getting that structured stuff alongside that, you know, that crazy pinball nature. Because I felt Leeds just felt, out of the two teams, just a little bit more frantic. Not a lot, a little bit more frantic with the ball.
What a great sight this is for Leeds. Cameron Smith on the field, on the ball. He's been out for over 3 months with a foot injury picked up in, I think it was round 2 at Salford.
Yeah, Sam Massoni's brought on the field to do exactly this, win penalties, but more importantly, scatter defenders. His first 3 or 4 carries, it's so important to be good on him.
Yeah, Holroyd, Lassoni, Smith all on, looking for a real uplift, aren't they? Just a bit of spark in their play, and they've found it in this set. Can they hit straight back? Jake Connor, inside it goes. The Morgan Gannon, 8 yards away from the Hull FC line. The black and white, 4 points to the good. Jared O'Connor now. Cameron Smith just popping it up for Sam Lassoni. Right in front of the Hull FC post. They go for short side. Has he managed to get down? Jared O'Connor hasn't scored a try for over a year. Has he managed to get a try here? Jack Smith on the field says no try. Jared Connor says yes, I've scored. The video ref, Liam Moore, will decide.
Okay, it's tackle 4. Live call is no try on field, so we're just reviewing the grounding. So does O'Connor get the ball to the ground? Can't really see the ball on that one. Difficult to see on that one. Does he get towards the line, or is SA always under the ball? His hand comes off at that point. You can see. This may help us. You can see O'Connor's hand comes off that ball. So it's in the right arm of O'Connor. Does it come out of his hand? Well, yes, it does. You can see the palm of his hand come off the ball there. And it hits the floor, which constitutes a knock-on. Thank you, I've made my decision.
Well, there you go. A swift video ref decision. It was a close call. But Jared O'Connor losing the ball in the act of scoring. It was no try on the field. And no try it is. Hull will get the ball back.
Yeah, Jared O'Connor looks puzzled.
It's been over a year since he scored a try. He was that close.
Well, he's not in the team to score tries. He's in the team to be tough and abrasive, and that's exactly what he is. That's why he starts for Leeds as a 9. He does all of that stuff fantastically well. Look, tries are fantastic, but what a tackle from Sam Essa. Talk about desperation and scramble. Both sides have showed it in abundance here this evening. That's such a big tackle from a middleman who would easily be forgiven for being tired, for maybe clocking off a little bit. Well, he doesn't, and it's a massive tackle.
Well, the try on Lewis Martin. The referee agreeing. It's a penalty to Hull FC. Boy, all these Hull players look up for it, don't they? They're celebrating every decision. High tackle from Harry Newman.
Yeah, just Lewis Martin drawing the penalty. Again, he's dangerous, strong carrier of the ball, and it's high. Needless. It's just a lack of concentration. It's sloppy. There's certainly no force or no contact in it, but it is a penalty, and that's just a gift for Hull.
Yeah.
Having been camped on their own line, just what a relieving penalty that is for John Cartwright's men.
It was McDonald, wasn't it? Newman was also in there. 4-0, Lewis Martin with the try that's separating the sides with 5 minutes to go to half-time. Caesar now. Here is Zach Hardaker. No joy for him. Smith and O'Connor with the tackle. Asiata.
McDonald again with a great read. He's picking that play so well and just hunting Caesar from the inside, forcing him to carry the ball. Now you've got your half-back who kicks the ball, playing the ball on the last tackle. Will Price will have to come up with a kick here.
Well, it does come back to Will Price, and they go to that left-hand corner once more. Was knocked back brilliantly from Cast, and then I think it came off Newman, so fortune favouring Hull FC again. They did really, really well, beating Ryan Hall to the ball. and forcing the Leeds error.
Yeah, it's a huge jump. I think it's Lewis Martin just jumps up so high. Him and David Litton are both kick targets on that left-hand side for Hull FC. But credit the accuracy of the kicking game. It's David Litton, isn't it, who gets up. Fantastic jump. Both him and Martin are amazing at jumping for those balls in the air.
Well, the last time that happened, it was Ryan Hall who batted the ball down to save a certain try, and from the scrum, Hull FC scored. What's going to happen here? Crucial 4 minutes to go. I think they're going to try the same again, aren't they? But this time Litton comes inside. You can see Price there peeling away from the scrum and look very, very dangerous. Right on the line. Ball goes back for Sam Esse. I think he's not on the line. Or has he scored? This is going to be another call for the video referee. They think he might have got the ball down. Sam Esse to try on the field. Hull may well have extended their lead as Esse scored. The video ref will make the call.
Okay, the live decision is a try on field, so we're reviewing the grounding. So does Esse get this ball to the ground? Yeah, difficult to see on that one. This may help me. Hands on the ball, we can see that. His hand always remains on the ball at that point. Keep going slow. Hands on the ball, hands on the ball. Hands on the ball at that point. I'll continue to review angles. Again, we're looking to see if the ball, if there's anything that shows us the ball, clear sight of the ball. Again, we lose the ball on that one. Camera 9 is going to be the best one. So we can see he's in possession of the ball at this point. Both hands are on the ball. Both hands are still on the ball at that point. Still on the ball. And given the live decision on field is a try, I do not have sufficient evidence to say that ball doesn't touch the line. So thank you, I made my decision.
Well, there we go, a big moment in this game. Sam Esse was absolutely convinced that he got the ball down on the line. The referee, Jack Smith, was convinced because he gave the try on the field, and the video referee, you could hear there, Liam Moore, it was a good description because it just gives you a fair idea of how difficult it is sometimes, but he couldn't see sufficient evidence to overturn, but you were convinced straight away that the ball was on the line.
Yeah, well, it was a sliding doors moment, wasn't it? For Sam Esse, he was absolutely at the centre of everything. What about this tackle on Jared O'Connor? Massive effort, holds him up short, and then we go down the other end. This is obviously no try. And then it's a big carry from Sam Esse. Key difference for the viewers at home. This sent up a try. This sent up a try. Now then, when this goes to the video referee, if there's no proof that he hasn't grounded the ball, he's got to give it. He got it down for me. The ball was on the line. Two massive plays from Sam Esse. Huge tackle. John Cartwright will be delighted with that, but a great finish from him. First try of the season. Big moment here just before half time.
Yeah, absolutely. What a time to score. And Caesar, no trouble at all. Adds the extras. And Hull FC, with 2 minutes to go to half time, lead by 10 points to 0. And he's got to say, deservedly so.
Yeah, he gets it down. He just dots it down. It's close, but crucially going up as a try. You know, that's very difficult to not give that. Big contribution from Sam Esse. He'll be hurting after last week, you know, that yellow card, bit disappointing. What a half from Hull FC, by the way. I think a fantastic half it would be. Played with discipline and composure. There's not been too much of that either. Just as I'm saying, what Hull have been so consistent with the ball. They've moved the ball with just efficiency and accuracy. They've not done any of that. Jack Ashworth will rue that decision. 1 minute 30 to go in the half.
Yeah.
Jack, get into the shot, get into the dressing rooms. Just forcing things.
No, there was no need at all. And what an opportunity here for Leeds. Croft. Connor. Now these are crucial moments, aren't they, with a minute to go in this first half. The tackle count is wiped. Here is Cam Smith. 50 seconds to go. Can Leeds get some points on the board? Can they cash in on that error? Miller. Croft it is. On the chance is McDonald. And it was an expensive mistake. LFC, having taken control of this game, concede right at the end of the half. Lovely little short pass. And you weren't going to stop James McDonald from there. And Leeds on the stroke of half-time, back in business.
Yeah, it's a lovely line from James McDonald, and it's a delayed pass from Brodie Croft that just peels open the Hull FC defence, but it comes off the back of just a brain explosion. Just no, this is just criminal. I'm sorry, it's almost a perfect half of rugby from Hull FC, and that one error has cost them. And what might that mean in this game? It's gorgeous from Croft. It's gorgeous from Croft. What a great line from McDonald. But Croft just holds the ball, pumps it. The space appears and McDonald punches. Wow, solid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent execution from Leeds, but gifted to them. Gifted to them by Jack Ashworth. It's just a great line. McDonald's been stunning this year.
Yeah.
What success he's been. Tireless in his work rate in defence. Solid, makes great defensive decisions. Let's not forget his 4 tries at Salford this year. 6 tries for James McDonald. 2025, stop it.
Lucky Miller. 5 yards in for touch on that right-hand side. But what on earth is Jack Ashworth doing? My, oh my. Just goes to the right of the post. So that brings to a conclusion the first half. All the entertainment coming in the last 10 minutes of the half. So some brilliant stuff from Hull FC with those tries from Martin and then from Sam Esse. It looked like they were going to go in at half-time leading by 10 points to 0, but a brain explosion by Jack Ashworth trying to get the ball out of the tackle in the last minutes of the half. The error was forced and McDonald comes up with the try. We'll have a full review of the first half when we come back. Still all to play for. It's been pretty good. I'm sure it will get better. At half-time, it's Leeds 4, Hull FC 10.
You can enjoy every single game live right here on Sky Sports.
That's a great shot there.
Great tackle! This is getting fiery now. Magic Mikey strikes again.
Individual brilliance from a special player in Bevan French.
Strap yourselves in.
It's going to be a blockbuster.
Rugby league, truly the greatest sport on the planet.
Big weekend in Super League and some big games still to come on Sky Sports Plus. On Saturday, top against bottom. OKR Fashion booking their place at Wembley in the Challenge Cup final against the Huddersfield Giants, and then a crucial doubleheader on Sunday, starting just before 3 o'clock as Wakefield face Warrington, also celebrating their trip to Wembley in a couple of weeks, and then the round is rounded off on Sunday evening as Cats take on Salford, 5:25, also on Sky Sports Plus. We had to wait until nearly the half-hour mark for the first try, and it came from Lewis Martin. Hull FC going 10-0 up just before half-time, and we thought that would be it. That would be the perfect first 40 minutes for the black and whites, but a dreadful error from Jack Ashworth gifted Leeds a way back into the game, and the try just before or on the stroke of half-time from James McDonald. But John Wilkin, Hull FC leading 10-4, and you have to say good value for that lead.
Yeah, it was a great half, wasn't it? Defences dominated early, but it was 29 minutes in when Lewis Martin scores. It's all about Will Price's pace. He just burns Harry Newman here, threatens Ryan Hall, and it's just too passive from Leeds on that right-hand edge. I said, what pace from Price. 29 minutes in, Lewis Martin with the finish in the corner, and Hull FC were just in a rich spell here. They've been defending so well. What a tackle from Sam Esse, by the way, denying Jared O'Connor. Went up as no try, inconclusive whether it was grounded or not. That was overturned. Big tackle, big moment, huge defensive play, and we were thinking, following this, when Sam Esse gets over for his try, that Hull FC would likely going in at 10-0. It's great power from Esse. Borough just putting in one-on-one with Sam Lasoni, and crucially, differently in this situation, it went up as a try. And we see on this angle, it's a great corner camera angle. Just gets the ball down, just dots it down. 10-0 Hull, right, okay, everything's fine. John Cartwright is ready to have a fantastic conversation about how his side are up. 40 minutes, McDonald runs a beautiful line off Croft. Brodie Croft just toys with his tempo, he holds the ball. What a line, that's crucial. Such a big 4 points. The conversion was missed by Lackey Miller, crucially, but that just gives Brad Arthur a bit more of a buoyant half-time talk. A great half of rugby there, Stuart.
Yeah, absolutely. But Jack Ashworth, the villain, as far as Hull FC concerned, needlessly giving the ball away, which gifted Leeds the try. But look at the possession for Hull FC, but Leeds making more meters. It just goes to show, doesn't it, that sometimes the stats don't tell the full story.
Well, yeah, no, I think Leeds have been in it. I think the one that will be concerning for Brad Arthur is 5 errors, 3 penalties. You know, that's where he's got to tidy it up. A bit less frantic, a bit more disciplined. Leeds are in this game.
Well, the second half is on the way. It should be a cracker. Stay with us. Reminding you at half-time, it's Leeds 4, Hull FC 10.
You're watching the Rugby League Verdict. We love some breaking news on this show. NRL star Tom Burgess has signed a 3-year deal from 2025.
That's change your pants territory for Richie Myler. Trust me, I've been in front of Sam Burgess to know how that feels.
And Conrad Hall, his 100th career try.
He's cheeky, that's what he is. You've got to have characters in the game, and Mike is a character.
We can confirm that Jared Waerea-Hargreaves will be playing in Super League in 2025.
It's been a good start, but we're only scratching the surface now, guys. Let me just say.
Doesn't need anybody. He's brilliant. Devon French.
Yeah, the verdicts live, of course, on Sky Sports at 3:30 every Wednesday. Jenna and John Wilkin bringing you all the news and reviews and all the opinion. And, of course, also the bench. That's available on Monday. You can scan the QR code. And if you weren't with us in the first half, a special guest on the bench on Monday, John.
Yeah, a member of government, Lisa Nandy, MP of Wigan, fantastic insight into some of the challenges that government are facing at the minute, and she's certainly got a passion for sport, and why not? The sport's delivered here this evening, Stuart. A fantastic first half of rugby. Jack Ashworth's offload just a minute before half-time has gifted Leeds a lifeline into this game.
Tell you what, though, but it was a really, really bad error. As a coach, what do you do? Do you have a go, or it's a difficult one, isn't it?
Well, it's a risk and reward. Like, why are you offloading the ball there? We'd already seen Harry Newman try it, and it gifted Hull possession and ended up with the Lewis Martin trying 29 minutes. Keep it simple coming out of your half.
So here we go, second half underway, and it should be an absolute belter. Hull FC leading by 10 points to 4, chasing, would you believe, their 6th away win of the season already. And it was Sony with the first challenge. Cameron Smith, great to see him back playing, and Miller now. Leeds playing an open, expansive first set, but it may cost them, and it does. Superb from Hull FC once more to force the error. Riley Lamb pushed towards touch, and the ball goes to ground.
Yeah, and the reaction from Hull FC shows you everything about a change in mentality at the Black and Whites, because they work hard, they hustle from the inside, and then everybody joins in, and the celebration from Hull shows you how much they value the defence. It's an incredible effort, big effort from Cade Cust, big effort from Tom Briscoe, Harvey Barron, who's had a great night defensively, the work from the inside. The play from Leeds was nice. It's just to take metres and get down the field. You've just got to get down there and play the ball. Somebody has to get down on that floor.
Let me ask you, Cade Cust, he just looked a totally different player to the player we saw who went to Wigan and then went to Salford. He just looks totally different in his career here.
You'd feel for him at Wigan because Cade Cust was behind Bevan French. Bevan French went into the halves, and look, he never looked like getting out of that position. Salford was more tricky, but it's been a tricky club to play at anyway. Look, he's got confidence. John Cartwright's giving him confidence. He's starting him, you know.
Brilliant pushback, Ashworth. Superb defence. O'Connor's in there. Letsky's in there, eventually plays the ball, and then Burrow now for Hull FC. But defensively, both sides have been excellent.
Yeah, smart from Burrow. He had to take a knee there. It was obstruction from Sam Esse, so smart to get on the floor.
Here is Chamberlain for Hull FC. Last one, they're about 25 yards out from the Leeds line. It goes back to Caesar, takes his time for hoisting the kick downfield. Dropped by Miller, but it goes backwards, I think. Lucky Miller getting away with one. Leeds getting away with one.
Well, look at that. On my left edge, you've David Litton and Martin, who have chased everything now. Hull having a go.
Fantastic defence. Absolutely outstanding from Hull FC. And it's been like that all night.
So
Jack Ashworth there, making up for his earlier mistake, but look at the celebrations from the Hull FC players, and listen to the noise from the Hull FC fans.
There's 2,500 fans come over from Hull, and that's the appetite and effort that you just want to see. Jack Ashworth, he just stops Gannon from surrendering, and it's great leg drive, it's fantastic defence. It's a big play from Ashworth, who's looking to make up for that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Watch for Leeds going short.
Are they going to go short?
No.
Well, Lucky Miller gets the ball downfield, picked up by Price, and here is Sam Esse, who's made a big impression and does so again there.
Bulls Holroyd out the way. Big carry from Esse.
Terrific start to the second half. I mean, they're up for it. 100-mile-an-hour stuff, and this is proper rugby league. Really great. Here is Price now, and Caesar. Cade Cust nowhere for him to go, but building pressure once again. Hull FC leading by 10 points to 4. Bit of fire in the belly from both sides, isn't there? Here is Hardacre. Briscoe it is at dummy half. On for the injured Rapinard. The news about Rapinard is okay. We'll fill you in on in a moment as David Litton tries to find a way through. Play stopped for 11 minutes in the first half. Rapinard has got a stiff neck, but he's going to be okay, and that's the good news. And Leeds going to be okay from this Price kick. Ball is allowed to bounce, goes backwards. Here's a chance for Asiata. Barron will score in the corner. Oh, what a try for LFC. Army Barron goes over in the corner. Wow, they put the pressure on at the start of the second half. And Barron looks like he's got the 4-pointer. But the video ref, Liam Moore, will just take a closer look.
Yeah, it's onside the original kick.
Okay, the lab decision is a try on field, so back to the original kick. We can see all chasers to the right have both feet behind the ball, so I'm happy to play on from this point. We're just looking to see the chaser onside, establish that. So no one touches the ball, so let's play on from here. So he's playing on the ball live at this point. It's a bouncing ball, so that's legal. Playing on now. We'll keep going. And we run it through to the ground in. So finish on something close. We can see maintains possession and the ball is grounded. I've made my decision.
Well, what a start to the second half. It really has been a thriller-minute start for the first 5 minutes, and Hull FC get their reward with a try from Harvey Barron. It all came from that outstanding defensive effort from Jack Ashworth to drive Gammon back, and then Barron gets the reward, and Hull lead 14-4.
Yeah, you get rewarded for big efforts in defence, and what an effort this was. Jack Ashworth just gets underhooks, stops Morgan Gannon from getting to the floor, and then the leg drive's exceptional. I love the effort, I love the intent from Hull FC. They got exactly what they deserved. And off the back of this, it was a kick, wasn't it, from Will Price? It was accurate, it hit the post. And then what about this from Zach Hardacre? And the ball from Asiata is money. It's money. Such a good ball.
You need a bit of luck. They had a bit of luck.
Yeah, but they got it off the back of the defence.
Yeah.
The ball's money. Stuart, such a good ball from John Asiata. And we spoke about Lewis Martin. Well, Harvey Barron's having his season too.
Yeah. So off the touchline. It's a great kick. Oh, what a kick that is. But Aidan Caesar right off the touchline, and how important will that prove to be come 80 minutes? 16-4, and my, they're good value for their lead.
Yeah, again, Price probably skews that kick ever so slightly, hits the post. Offload, what a ball. So good. Such a great start from Hull FC. I thought they were exceptional in the first half. I thought Leeds have been great also. This has got some intensity, some real intensity to it about how both sides are defending.
Absolutely. Real passion. Yeah, this is really good. Exceptional from both sides, but Hull FC have been really, well, they've been on top of their game without a shadow of a doubt, and they've reaped the rewards. And
nearly flawless. The Jack Ashworth offload is the one blotting the copybook. Apart from that, John Cartwright has to be delighted. That being said, great defensive set from Leeds. Leeds have really come to play here tonight as well.
Yeah.
And that's a big kick from Will Price, but a fantastic defensive set from Leeds. Just suppressing the yardage that Hull managed to get. And now Lockie Morgan's back. It's another great chase. Great chase.
Yeah. Well, you said that they've come to play, but they're going to have to play, I feel, if they want to get back into this side. Yeah, John Cartwright on his...
He's into it, isn't he?
He is. I love his passion as well. He wears his heart on his sleeve.
It's just a great break.
Yeah, he is. He is. Ryan Hall for the Leeds Rhinos. They'd love a try or two from Ryan Hall tonight. They'd love a try or two, full stop. Croft goes inside for Newman. Oh, it's a terrible pass. That's an awful pass from Harry Newman on halfway.
He can wave his arms around like what's going on. It's just a awful pass.
Yeah.
It's a shocker. And do you know what annoyed me about it is that he's waving his arms like somebody should have caught it. It was forward, it was drifted, it was floaty, it was naff.
Yeah.
Put it to bed.
Naff. It wasn't good.
Sorry, it's that whole speak. It wasn't very good, Stuart.
No. You speak the truth, Kim.
Sometimes. But it just gives Hull possession, doesn't it? And, you know, in the look, what Leeds you want to be doing is be clean and be squeaky clean. If that's on, nail it, ice it. I've no issue with the pass, but you've got to nail it. And if you don't, you know, this is the consequences.
Yeah, but Hull are on a high as well. It just gives them another lift. Caesar with the kick, and the ball goes backwards.
Well,
luckily for Leeds, it came off a Hull player. It's picked up by Riley Lumb.
Well, it's David Litton, who's the left centre. He's challenging for the ball right of the posts. He's gone 25, 30 metres in to go and challenge for that. He's such an exceptional target for kicks. I think Aidan Caesar's kicking game's been on the money, been so accurate. It's given Litton and it's given Martin and it's given Barron a chance to really challenge for everything. Such discipline to that. You can easily get distracted from kicks. You can easily try and create something. Caesar's been on point.
Cam Smith that was, and here is Miller looking to find Hanley, beats the tackle.
Big tackle from Cust again.
Cust defensively is outstanding, but he's given away. He hung on there for a little bit too long, and now Leeds are going to get a full set on that LFC line. Here is Hanley. 16 points to 4, 10 minutes gone in the second half. Absolute cracker here at Headingley. Mazzoni on the charge. SA does well. Holwood. Holwood got a big try there. What a moment that will be. Tom Holwood, who today signed a new long-term contract to keep him at Headingley for the next 3 years, has come up with a big try, and Leeds are back in it.
Wow, did they need that? Tom Holroyd, as you said, signed a new contract, first try of the year, and it's a big impact. It's a huge carry. Jared O'Connor feeds him the ball. Oh, Hull FC just don't get far enough off the line. They sit there. They've been so good in this department, and then they just sit back. It's Hardacre sits back and just lets Holroyd run straight over the top of him. It's a great carry. How delighted is he, by the way, with that finish? It's powerful. It's passive from Hull, though. For the first time tonight, that's Hull being passive. And wow, did Tom Holroyd take advantage of that. He just took all those metres, charged over the top of Zach Hardacre. Big moment, big try for Tom Holroyd. His first in 2025.
Enjoyed it, didn't he? His 70th appearance for Leeds tonight. Yeah, Leeds announcing today that a new long-term contract to 2028. What a better way to celebrate them with a try. Even better way would be for Leeds to come back and win this. But I think this is going to go the distance. It's going to go down to the wire. It's got that feeling about it. Lockie Miller to reduce that deficit back down to 6 points, coming just 5 minutes after the try for Harvey Barron for Hull FC. There it is. The flags go up. 51 minutes gone. Leeds 10, Hull 16.
Yeah, Brad Hartford, Jamie Langley, the coaching staff will just be delighted with the reaction. Harry Newman obviously made the mistake. It looked like that was just going to cost Leeds field position and possession. It didn't. Holroyd, such a powerful carry, full of intent and enthusiasm. Big moment. 10-16, and just this has been a solid game of rugby league. Right. And I agree with you, Stuart. This has got a whiff of going all the way.
Yeah. Slowly again with the charge. Asiata and Chamberlain with the tackle.
LFC interchange spotted by SMU came in with the
12 minutes gone. Second half, Leeds 10, Hull FC 16. Here is the try scorer once more. Tom Holroyd. The Sony looking for a way through, and that's an entertaining one, isn't it? 10 minutes gone in the second half. Wigan 28, Lee 18. A lot of rugby to be played in that one. Well taken there by Will Price. It was a cracking kick, and Price did well under pressure.
A good kick, good chase. Jake Connor just right on there, putting Will Price under pressure. This is for Leeds now. They just need a 5-minute spell where they're clean, they're tidy, defensively really tight, control the speed of the game, and then the next time they get the ball, just keep working Hull FC into bad positions. It's a big shot. It was from Jared O'Connor. Big shot.
Yeah. He's a ferocious little...
What?
Ferocious little competitor. But he is, isn't he? He's a real competitor. Always gives 100%. Jared O'Connor. Keep elements of this Leeds side. Good take from Lockie Miller.
There's a process that goes on in rugby league. You're always trying to win an edge back field position, and starting in these positions for Leeds is gold, right? You're going to get over halfway line. You're going to get, it's a solid defensive game, isn't it? There's some big shots.
Another huge hit. Well, this game has been full of it, and wow. It's Holroyd. I bet you're glad you're up here, not down there these days. Have a look at this. Fantastic.
Lined up. Lined up. Didn't miss.
Last one, just inside the Hull half. 6 points in it, under pressure. Cross gets the kick away. That's a high-chested teaser. It's taken by Connor. Gets the ball out of the back door. Tap down into the face of Hanley. Hanley will go forward, trying to get it out. And it was close.
Well, let me just tell you this. Zach Hardacre is playing in the back row. It's an exhausting position to play, right? He's then come up with just a remarkable defensive effort to get back there and tackle Hanley. Granted, he's a centre by trade, but that's a big effort, a big defensive play. This game's been defined by huge defensive plays. Great moments, fantastic kick. Barron tries to get up for it, Connor flicks it out, and then I love this from Hardacre. Look, he just stays on his feet, stays balanced. Big tackle.
Knight back on for Hull FC. Leeds fans wanted a forward pass given. Burrow gets it back, and Caesar will get the kick away under pressure from Jared O'Connor. Bounces into the arms of Riley Lunn. It's one of those games, isn't it? It's fast and it's ferocious and it's fantastic.
I love it. And players just going out of structure sometimes to just make a big contact. Some fantastic defensive play on show. And it's going to take some really excellent... Again, second effort, pushing people
back.
Yeah, it's so good.
Here is Ryan Hall, 37 years of age and still going strong. Newman now for Leeds. 56 minutes gone. Leeds haven't been ahead at any stage in this game. Good kick from Jake Connor. Martin slips, but the ball bounces favourably for the Hull winger. But just for a moment he was scrambling there, wasn't he?
Yeah, tempted 40-20 from Jake Connor. He spotted Lewis Martin up on the end of the line. Tried to pop it over his head. What a carry from David Litton.
Listen, superb play from Litton and great recovery from McDonald. Otherwise Litton would have been away with only the fullback Lockie Miller to beat. But this has been exceptional in the second half. Tired legs out there, I'm sure. Assi Arthur for SASA back on for Hull FC. SASA and Liam Knight leading the charge for the black and whites now. 57 minutes gone. Caesar, Price comes into the line. Nowhere for him to go. On the last, Caesar. That's a good kick towards the corner. Who's going to win the race? And Lockie Miller does. Takes it well, but it was David Litton who was putting the pressure on there.
Every time.
Another hit.
Every time Litton, though. They're just dropping it on his head and just asking him to go and challenge for him. Tough spot for Leeds here. Just 12 yards out from their own line. Up against Hull FC side, who were well up for it. Great line speed from Chamberlain. Good contact from Knight. Control, put Harry Newman on his back.
Cam Smith. No doubt they missed him. Connor. Approaching the hour mark. Jake Connor fires a tested kick downfield, and it bounces past Will Price and well taken by Harvey Barron. But Jake Connor's kicking game for me has improved tenfold this year.
As I said before, just the discipline with it, you know, being consistent with how you kick the ball and where you kick the ball, and just him knowing that that's his. Okay,
Cuss does really well, and he's got support from Briscoe. Briscoe has he got the legs. Fantastic tackle. What a tackle that was from Brodie Croft, otherwise Briscoe was away. But here come Hull FC again. Caesar beats one man. Little kick through, was that play that? The ball goes into touch, and the referee will say it was play that, so Hull are going to get the ball back. But what a tackle from Croft. Briscoe looked for all the world as if he was going to score after the break from Cade Cust.
It's just another magical defensive play. Cade Cust with great feet. Briscoe looks like he's got the pace. And look at that from Croft. It's perfect. His effort, his commitment. And there's the desire here from Leeds Rhinos for this game not to be put to bed. What a tackle from Brodie Croft. But they're going to have a big defensive job here to do. They've got another set of 6. Croft and all of his allies and that Leeds Rhinos team have got a big minute of play here.
Absolutely. Crucial couple of minutes here. Brad Fash it was. Short pass in for Cade Cust. And here is SA now for Hull FC. A couple of yards away from the Leeds try line. Burrow goes on his own. Well, he stopped just short. But it's a set restart anyway. They're getting another full set on the line. Here is Caesar now with a little dummy. Massive moments, an hour gone at Headingley. 6-point ball game in favour of the Black and Whites. Looking for their 6th consecutive away win on their travels. If you take out, of course, Magic Weekend. To win 6 games away from home would be something. Here is Hardacre now. Cuss with a little kick. The ball was played out. I think it was played out without a shadow of a doubt there by Morgan Gammon, and it goes back to 1.
Right, shows what you got, Leeds. This is massive.
Yeah, absolutely. And he is massive. And SA stretches out towards the line, and it's held up over the line. Great defensive effort from Tom Holroyd.
It was McDonald, I think.
McDonald as well,
Miller,
it was, yeah.
And a big man as well. That's a huge tackle.
Fantastic game. 19 minutes to go. 90 it is. Caesar for Hardacre, trying to find a way through the gap. Connor it was with the tackle. Cade Cust, Liam Knight. Knight charges for the line. And Leeds defence gets the better of Liam Knight. Plays the ball. Cust swings it to the right-hand side. Fash and Caesar. Nowhere for him to go. Cam Smith makes the tackle. It is the last. Massive pressure from Hull FC. Will Price, but the ball goes to ground. It was charged down, and this time the bounce of the ball favours Leeds. As it plats out of the air by Jared O'Connor, but that is another huge defensive effort.
Massive. I just think slot the 1 point, get the drop goal away.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was great kick pressure, wasn't it, from James Bentley? Huge effort, big effort, and Jared O'Connor scraps on the loose ball. Just an opportunity, get set up, take the 1 point.
Offload from Newman. There is Croft on halfway. Yeah, opportunity missed. I just wonder whether the call was coming from the coaches to just make it a 7-point ball game. But Callum Watkins.
Caesar was tackled, wasn't he? Caesar was playing the ball. I reckon if he's out of that ruck, Stuart, I think that there's every chance that gets slotted over.
Croft on the last. Lewis Martin takes takes it easily. 17 and a half minutes to go. Are we going to the wire? Are we going the distance? Hull FC leading 16-10.
Well, it's just had intensity. It's had just a ferocious speed to the game. Leeds have really brought something to the party as well. It's not all been Hull FC's way. And you just feel if Leeds can just settle, just need to settle a little bit, they'll get a chance here.
Palacia back on for the Leeds Rhinos. The referee just telling Bradfast to play it again. Leeds here off the back of that big win over Saints at Magic Weekend when Hull FC lost in that controversial game to the Huddersfield Giants. Price under pressure. Gets the kick away and Miller takes it.
Good kick chase. Good kick chase again. Really solid. Loads of rugby on, Stuart. Loads of rugby on.
Yeah. NRL doubleheader on Saturday morning on Sky Sports Action. And then top against bottom, Hull KR taking on Huddersfield. Sky Sports Plus, 5:25 Saturday afternoon. West Tigers against South Sydney on Sunday. And then those two Super League games, Wakefield against Warrington, Castleford against Salford. All the action on Sky Sports Plus. 16 minutes to go at Headingley. 16 points to 10. Hull FC in the lead. Croft again goes to the sky, and that's an easy take this time for Will Price.
A bit of a nothing kick from Croft. It's not deep enough so that you're really pinning Hull back, and it's not shallow enough where you can challenge from it.
Here's Barron. Runs into Palacia.
He's been so good. Barron's been great. Martin's been great. The young outside backs for Hull are really delivering here in 2025. It's going to take a big play from somebody.
One magic moment, I wonder, to possibly win this game. Caesar initially was looking for a 40-20, but it was well read by Lockie Miller. And Miller brought down about 15 yards inside his own half of the field. 15 minutes to go. A huge 15 minutes to go. Here is Ryan Hall.
Move Hall! Get back, Hall!
Leeds fans trying to get behind and lift their side. Newman takes play into the whole half of the field. Palacia once more in back play. Lockie Miller has got a bit of cramp as well. Receiving some treatment. Palacia plays the ball. Croft with a short pass and the ball out of the tackle. It goes backwards, says the referee. Last one. 30 yards away from the Hull FC line. Palacia brought down. Jared O'Connor at dummy half. They run it with Croft and Connor now. Is there an overlap on the far side? Hanley for one! Robin in the corner! Wow, what a finish from Riley Lamb in the corner. Fortune favours Leeds on the last tackle. Brilliant hands from Jake Connor. Lamb, has he got the try? Liam Moore was the video referee.
Okay, so the on-field decision to try. We're just reviewing the touchline and the grounding. You can see that his feet remain in the field of play at this point. His feet remain in the field of play. His left foot is in the air and the ball is grounded. I made my decision.
Wow, what a big moment in this game. Riley Lamb, 20 years of age. And Riley Lamb has scored his 9th try of the season. And Leeds are back within 2. Kick to come off the touchline. And we said it's a roller coaster ride in Headingley, and it will be for the last 14 minutes.
What about that finish? 8th try of the year from Riley Lamb. He just casually slid into the corner and dotted it down, but it came off some beautiful play from Croft, spotting that Hull FC were tailed off the end of the line. Barron's too deep. Barron's too deep and has to come too far up. It just makes it a little bit too easy for Leeds on this left-hand side. It's great from Jay Connor. It's great from... He just eyeballs the defenders. Barron's too deep, and it's such a good finish from Lum. It's so tidy from Leeds. The execution is perfect. It's last play. They're just preying on the winger being off the line. He was. Morgan Gannon, Hanley with the ball. Great finish. What about this kick?
Yep.
Massive.
Off the touchline. Lockie Miller to give us a level game with 13 minutes to go. No, just goes across the face of the post, so Hull FC still have the lead, but the lead is down to 2 points, and what a finish we're going to have ahead of them.
Yeah, just watch Jay Connor's tempo, playing with the defenders on the edge, timing of the pass is perfect, the skill and the execution's gorgeous, such a tidy finish. What a game of rugby league, what a finish from Riley Lum. Leeds are right back in it, they've never been out of it, have they? In fairness, they've never been out of it.
Well, Hull led 16-4. And Harvey Barron scored 4 minutes into the second half. Aidan Caesar added the goal. But 2 tries for Leeds from Holroyd and Lund. And it is really going to be a fabulous finish. Watkins plays the ball.
Yeah, and if you're blowing and you've been playing in a high-intensity game as a middle forward, that's not what you want. You don't want to be conceding penalties. And with 12 minutes left, like, you just hope Hull haven't blown a gasket, you know. Yeah. Put so much energy into this game. Borough's just too slow in the ruck.
Bentley for Leeds, just inside the whole half of the field. 16-14. Hull FC have the lead.
I think Callum Watkins is brilliant through the middle of the field. I know that they've missed Cam Smith, and Cam Smith's a different threat, but I think Callum Watkins just brings speed and intensity to Leeds when he's in the middle of the field for them. It's been exceptional since he's moved over from Salford.
It was Bentley off the floor, picked up by Miller. He's elusive, isn't he, Lockie Miller? Palacia. Croft chases on. Price scrambles across, takes it well.
It's a poor kick.
Going to try and drag him into touch. We're going to get any joy there.
Play 3.
10 minutes to go.
Play
60
3.
points to 14.
Play 3.
Yeah.
Kick the ball away.
Yeah.
No, Brody Cross.
UK leaving the field 19, Brad Fash. And on in his place, 13,
Well, we thought it would go the distance, and it is going to go the distance. Who can hold their nerve?
Held! Release Leeds!
10 minutes to go. Well, that's good to see. There is Jordan Rapiner, who left proceedings, didn't he, in the first half. We had a 10-minute delay. It looked like he had a nasty injury, but he's okay. On the last, Will Price clips it downfield, but it's an easy take for Riley Lund. Just over 9 minutes to go.
Some kick chase again from LFC. I've loved that about them here this evening. They've really put intent into how to chase the kicks. Leeds is shifting the ball out to Harry Newman, but again, Hull resilient, showing a line, showing a defensive line. Fantastic effort and connection in the Hull FC defence, and the same can be said of Leeds. They've really brought it. The worry is here that Hull FC are just running out of steam, and you feel Leeds coming over the top of them.
They've got an opportunity there. Lund has to scramble back and does really well. Riley Lund under pressure from Briscoe, but
again, Cust on the mark, shutting him down.
Miller again elusive. Croft makes the mistake, and it is a mistake. It was Miller with the flat pass. It was a knock-on by Brody Croft, and again Hull celebrate, forcing the error.
That's where I just want Leeds to be patient and confident enough to go to 79 minutes and win it. They don't have to win it here. You know, I played in teams where I watched Hull KR play here against Leeds, and they were behind, and Elliot Menchella just was not stressed as a captain. He's saying, relax. I just feel that's what Leeds need to do. They've got this game. They can win this game. Hull are out on the feet. Hull are tired, and rightly so. They put so much effort and intent into this game. Leeds just need to believe and be patient enough to take that chance when it comes.
8.5 minutes to go at Headingley.
Who wins it?
It was Amir Burrow, who was just getting a bit of treatment in back play. Was this a chance for Hull to put this game to bed, I wonder? Here is Litton. 2,500 fans behind the post away to our left. Wigan look like they're on the way to victory against Lee, 36-22. And we get a set restart as well. So SASA forced to take the tackle. Bit of a difference at Wigan to the 1-0 we saw at the opening weekend.
Just a bit. It's
a plethora of points.
It's loosened up a bit Super League since then.
8 minutes to go, 16-14. What a finish it's going to be here. Asiata, Aiden Caesar with a great ball from Martin, and Lewis Martin cuts inside, 8 yards away from the line. And Hull got one final try in them to wrap this up. Caesar inside for SASA, banked us off one. Short pass goes inside and the ball goes to ground. Leeds have got it back. Chance gone. And it was a chance, but it was Watkins, I think, who made a fabulous tackle.
It's desperation. It's great push support from Cade Cuss, by the way. I think Cade Cuss has had a great game. Herman SASA showing everything that he's good at, bumping, what a tackle. O'Connor and Watkins, desperation, and rightly so. It's a 2-point ball game. There's only 7 minutes left. Leeds showing the desperation it's going to take to get over the line here. It's been a game defined by defensive efforts, and Callum Watkins, you've got a player who you want in these tight situations. 7 minutes to go. He knows how to win big games. He knows what plays win you big games, and there's an example of that there.
Let's go, boys, let's go.
Exceptional defence from the Leeds Rhinos.
John Wilkin will be choosing the Fred player of the match at some stage, but we can't ask him now because we don't know what's going to happen.
Too many. There's so many to go at. Some huge displays. Fantastic effort from both set of players. Just really delightful performance. A pleasure to call it, really.
Yeah, really enjoyable. Palacia for Leeds. And they got one last big effort to win this game in the closing minutes. Under 7 minutes to go. O'Connor now, and here is Jake Connor. Jared O'Connor. Watkins, who's been a big influence once more. Croft, and here's Miller. Tries to cut inside, but Caesar eventually brings it down with the help of Ed Chamberlain. Last one. Brodie Croft it is, and they're running again on that far side with Jake Connor. Connor goes to the air. Up goes Price and takes it really well. Call for the ball, watch it all the way down.
This is okay. This is what Leeds need now. Just an intensity to the defence. Hull, I feel their energy waning. So Leeds now just front load all the energy you've got into keeping Hull down here. That's such a good carry from SA. Pinching yards behind the ruck.
Briscoe.
For Mikola, get out!
Clock ticking. Just a little over 5 minutes to go. Here is SASA up to halfway. But this is the last tackle. And it finds Aiden Caesar, who launches it into the night sky. Miller goes up and takes it above his head, Lockie Miller. But Leeds will start this some 25 yards away from their own line, trailing by 2 points, 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, and just for the Leeds forward pack, get behind the ball, offer some shape. Sam Lassoni's back on the field. So expect some fireworks from him when he carries the ball. But they need to drop into some shape and just really test Hull FC's defence out a bit.
There is Lasoni.
Release that! Release! 40!
Connor goes for a 40-20. Is that a terrific kick?
No!
Fine margins. Fine margin. Jake Connor was going for the 40-20, but there was just too much on the right boot of Jake Connor. It's out on the full 4.5 minutes to go, and it's a gift for Hull FC.
He's had such a good game as well as Jake Connor, really patient, composed. He's tried to calm his Leeds team down, and his kicking game has often been the catalyst to just calming them down. He just overcooks it.
Yeah.
He's excited about that opportunity. He spots things just other players don't within a game. He saw that 40-20, was excited to take it and just misjudged it.
Right option, wrong execution.
Exactly.
Here is Liam Knight. Is it going to be another famous win in this 2025 season for the black and white? Caesar tries to find a way through. He was looking for support, but there wasn't any support for Aiden Caesar. Asiata now. Here is SASA for Hull FC. They know a try here, and that could just about do it. Asiata once more. Caesar out to that right-hand side. Kate Cust.
Good read.
Yeah, good tackle.
Great read. Newman came in, shut it down. Was it Hanley?
It was Hanley. Asiata. And the ball comes off a Leeds player, but it goes backwards. Hull there are claiming that it came off a Leeds player. And it is a knock-on.
They'll challenge this.
I think the touch strength came on, but there's going to be a captain challenge here. I think it may well be the captain challenge from Leeds. Chaos! Chaos at the end! 3 minutes to go. 2 points in it. It's a captain challenge for Liam Moore to digest.
Okay, we have a captain's challenge. Leeds are challenging the on-field decision of a knock-on. So we'll play from this point. So Asiata kicks the ball. So that appears to just hit Watkins in the chest. I'll just review the other angles. Yeah, so Asiata kicks the ball. That just hits Watkins in the chest at that point. So Watkins isn't playing the ball, it just hits him in the chest. So this is play on. So does Asiata touch the ball? This one will help us. So hits his chest, I've established that. I'm just going to review this on the TX for a closer, better vision. So we've established Watkins hasn't played it initially. Just hits him on the chest. So who does that come on after that? Just waiting for the clearer footage to come up on screen. Yeah, so Asiata kicks the ball, established that. Hits Watkins in the chest. And that clearly comes off Asiata's right arm and goes forward into Watkins. So therefore, the challenge is successful.
Going scrum Leeds ball on there, tackle Leeds side, scrum Leeds ball.
Well, there you go. The challenge is successful. So the knock-on in the end by John Asiata, and Leeds have got 3 minutes to go 90 yards to try and win this game.
2 sets. You've got 2 sets of 6 to go and win this game. Hull, exactly the opposite. You've got to defend 2 sets, 12 rooks. You've got 12 rooks to defend John Cartwright. You've got 12 rooks to defend Herman SASA.
Fantastic, isn't it? The Sony now for Leeds. What have they got left? Can they pinch it right at the end? The Sony making extra yardage, plays the ball as quickly as he can.
Get off that ball!
Still inside their own half of the field. Jared O'Connor, Watkins and Croft now. Ball goes inside for Lockie Miller. There may be numbers out on that left-hand side. Connor for Hanley. Hanley down that touchline. Hanley still going out Hanley. What a run for the Leeds captain. They're that close to the try line. Is this the moment for Leeds? Couple of tackles left in the set. Ball goes backwards. Connor for Watkins. Watkins still going. Stop just shy of the line. Last one. Connor. Back it goes for Croft. Tells for Miller. Miller for Hall.
Okay, live decision is a try on field. So first of all, reviewing any possible obstruction. So play on from this point. So we can see the ball's caught at the back. You can see the ball's passed out, so there's no pass out to the winger. So any contact isn't adjacent to the block. So I'm just reviewing the grounding now. Just on the grounding, cleared, no obstruction. You can see he's in possession, feet are in the field of play, and the ball is grounded. I made my decision.
They just needed to be patient. They had to be patient enough to take it to the death, and they'd get a chance. The captain's challenge, massive, such a big call. This is just what I love about sport, live rugby league. The captain's challenge. I see will he be ruined making up a kick? Aidan Caesar's in the middle of the field. Will they regret that? It was an amazing tackle to stop Watkins. Ryan Hall, take a bow. If there's one player you want with this ball in his hands at this time in a game, it's this man.
37 years of age. His 259th Super League try as he extends his record. All smiles. It looks like they've won it right at the death. Miller's conversion goes across the post. It's 18 points to 16 as we go into the last 30 seconds. It's the first time that Leeds have been in front in the entire match.
Short kick-off, Davy Litton to challenge.
Well, they go for the short kick-off. Who is going to come up with the ball? It goes backwards. It's picked up by Miller. And that could be that. This looks like being really cruel on Hull FC, but fair play to Leeds. And what we haven't mentioned is the exceptional breakdown that left-hand side from Ash Hanley, which in the end, it set up the pressure, didn't it? It set up the pressure. And for Hull, it looks like heartache right at the end. For Leeds, this could be an absolutely huge victory. Huge victory. Heartbreak for Hull FC. Joy for Leeds Rhinos. Leeds have won it right at the end. Ryan Hall is the hero. Ryan Hall wins it for Leeds in the most dramatic of finishes of Headingley. 18 points to 16. Leeds have won.
Yeah. Do you know what? What a game of rugby league. Unbelievable. FC brought it, they were class. Hull FC really delivered. Leeds had the spirit and fight to hang in it right to the death. I loved everything about this game. It delivered defensively. Do you know what? The only bit is at the end here, Harry Newman's got no class.
No.
He's walking round, winding people up. Man of the match for me. So difficult to choose. There's so many great performances. Exceptional through the middle of the field. Jared O'Connor was great. Callum Watkins was great. I just think for me, when it mattered, Jake Connor calmed this team down. And for me then, Jake Connor is the player of the match.
So Jake Connor is the backside player of the match here at Headingley. Well, we did say, you and I get things right occasionally. We said it was going to go to the wire, but I didn't think it was going to be that close.
I just knew Leeds had to have faith. They were always in this game. Hull FC produced an almost flawless performance, but let's talk about it. How costly is that offload from Jack Ashworth just a minute before half-time? Huge. Leeds go in then. It's 10-4. It's a different game in the second half. Leeds hung in. Hull ran out of steam, Stuart. They gave everything, and their fans have got to be delighted with the black and whites.